welcome back, watch people. Now, I've received an email this morning that I think really deserves a little bit of coverage, and it's about the pre-ordering and pre-payments for Rolex models at authorised dealers. Now, before I read this email out and give you my answer, do you remember I showed you my new toy the other day, the Can-Am Riker Rally 900, and Mrs. Thorpe said that I'm mad. She said that I probably would sell it in 3 months' time. Well, let me tell you guys, it's already gone. How's that for a world record? And in a separate video, I will bring you news of why it's gone and what I've exchanged it for. Let's get back to the subject of the email. Now, it reads as follows. Paul, I ordered and paid for a 116610 LV, that's a Hulk Submariner, from a large UK authorised dealership about 6 weeks ago. It was paid for in full and I was told I could collect it as soon as they reopened. I've now inquired 3 times to ask them when this will be, and I haven't yet had a reply. This is now starting to worry me. What is your opinion on this? And will you be reporting on any authorised dealers that fail to keep their promise or to fulfil the orders? Well, the answer to that is very simple. Yes, I will be. I did a collaboration video with Asheen from the Timeless Watch channel a couple of days back, where we briefly touched on this subject. Now, we are now coming to the period of reckoning, aren't we? I think the authorised dealers are due open, is it around the 15th, which is like in a minute. And there's a hell of a lot of orders that are going to be, or have to be, or should be being fulfilled. In fact, as soon as these doors open at authorised dealers across the country, by rights, from what I'm hearing, there should be queues at each one of people ready to collect and pick up their hot Rolex sports watch. Now, without going over old ground, we then heard later that maybe, just maybe, these people, instead of actually securing the watch for an immediate collection, were actually doing nothing more than buying a place on an express waiting list, which of course would have helped the authorised dealers keep going, you know, keep the cash flow going during the lockdown period, etc., which of course wouldn't be acceptable in any way, shape or form. And in fact, if that's how it turned out, it would be an absolute outrage, and I'm sure that a lot of you guys will be making a big song and dance over that if that proved to be the case. Now, as I mentioned the other night, I've got about 150 people sitting in my email system that tell me they've paid for their watch, they're due to collect it, etc., etc. And this includes pretty much all of the hottest Rolex sports watches, with perhaps the exception of the Daytona. The Daytona is amongst those emails, but the vast majority of them, I would say, are GMTs, Blue Dial Sky Dwellers, Submariners, etc., etc. So it's quite clear that authorised dealers across the country have been selling lots and lots of watches that up until the lockdown they couldn't get hold of, which begs the question, where have they come from? And it begs the question, like I said before, have they even got them? And we're about to find out. This would be the biggest breaking news story in the watch world's history if these watches fail to materialise. Now, at the moment at least, I'm more than happy to give all the authorised dealers the benefit of the doubt. I'm sure that the gentleman that's emailed me this morning has absolutely nothing to worry about. He's asked me not to give his name, and I won't do that. But here's the thing that slightly bothers me. He's now telling me that he's emailed his authorised dealer 3 times to ask when he can collect his watch, and they haven't replied. Now, in anyone's language, that's a bad show. And it does kind of make you raise an eyebrow, because they were quick enough to get on the phone to sell him the watch. He didn't contact them. They contacted him to ask if he wanted to buy a Hulk Submariner, a 116610 LV. Do you want one to collect when we reopen? Now, they're about to reopen, and now all of a sudden they're not answering his emails. Now, it could just be, benefit of the doubt, it could just be that the employees are not back from furlough yet, but they found the employees to sell the watch over the phone. I mean, look, if someone emails you in business, If they email you once and you don't reply, you can forgive that. If you email them twice and they don't reply, maybe you can put it past you. But a third unanswered email is bad form. It's a bad show. And I've asked this particular gentleman to keep in contact with me and let me know what happens when they contact him, what the status of his purchase is, and if indeed he can collect this watch. I believe it will be the 15th there or thereabouts. Now, as I say, there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of you out there who have ordered and prepaid for your Rolex watch. I want you guys to get in touch when the authorised dealers reopen and tell me, was your order fulfilled as promised? Because obviously without your feedback, I can't report it. So let's see what you've got to say in the comments section below. We are getting very close to the day of reckoning, and I'm actually really interested to see what happens. Right at this very moment, I've got to stick with the belief that all of these orders will be fulfilled. But if they're not, there is going to be one hell of a sea storm from the people who have paid their money. Thanks for watching, and we'll speak again soon.